The recent attack by Ukrainian drones on the Pugachevka airfield in Russia's Oryol region has highlighted a serious issue for Russian military aviation, a shortage of pilots, according to military and political observer Alexander Kovalenko. He stated that the strike destroyed Russian Mi-8 and Ka-52 helicopters worth more than $30 million in total. According to the expert, Ukrainian forces are increasingly managing to strike Russian aircraft directly on the ground. He noted that the Pugachevka airfield, which belongs to a local DOSAAF flying club, has a dirt runway but was used by Russian military transport and combat aircraft. The facility is located about 160 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. He added that the Russian military had sufficient time to respond, as air defense systems can track and transmit data on the routes of incoming drones in advance. If flight crews had been on duty, the aircraft could have taken off and avoided the strike. However, this did not happen, which the analyst attributes to the absence of pilots on standby. According to the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Russia has lost 435 aircraft and 348 helicopters during 4 years of full-scale war. These figures do not specify whether the losses occurred in the air, on the ground, or involved damaged equipment. Monitoring groups that track confirmed losses estimate more than 180 aircraft and around 170 helicopters destroyed. Pilot losses are another major concern. Open-source data suggests that between 80 and 110 combat aircraft pilots, along with more than 150 helicopter pilots, have been confirmed killed. In total, pilot losses could exceed 260, not including accidents and incidents on Russian territory. At the start of the full-scale invasion, Russia had over 1,300 combat aircraft in relatively operational condition and more than 1,700 helicopters of various types. Each year, Russian military academies graduate around 150 pilots, of whom roughly 70 to 100 specialize in combat aviation. The main training institution is the Krasnodar Higher Military Aviation School. However, newly trained pilots require years of experience before becoming fully effective. Solo missions take time to master, and a highly skilled pilot is generally considered to have around 10 years of experience. In addition, experienced pilots retire over time, and many aircraft and helicopters require two-person crews. Despite these challenges, Russian aviation continues to operate actively in the war. Su-34 bombers regularly carry out strikes using guided munitions, while attack helicopters engage Ukrainian positions. Helicopters are also used at night to intercept Ukrainian drones, which remains one of the methods considered relatively effective. At the same time, there are not enough crews to maintain full operational rotation, where one team conducts missions, another prepares equipment, and a third remains on standby. The shortage is especially critical in helicopter units, where crews often consist of 2 people, requiring more personnel for sustained operations. Recently, there has been an increase in cases where Russian helicopters are damaged on the ground or involved in accidents. This may be linked not only to technical issues but also to pilot fatigue. Experts believe that Russia will not be able to quickly replace lost flight crews, as training new pilots takes years. Meanwhile, destroyed aircraft that cannot be repaired will continue to add to the overall losses of Russian aviation.